that we're supposed to talk about?
There's actually a little positive news in there.
Wish list. Where is it?
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, geez, So even though you're not live, stuff is recording in the beginning right now, right?
Oh, we're live.
Oops, there went Jack.
The stream is live, just we're not,
Right.
you can't see us at the moment. Because this is the pre-roll.
The pre-roll. That should be mute. Do it.
And then when I say quiet on the set, that's when we start recording and I go over to simulcast on the radio. That's why we do that, so we can get the recording for the replays on the radio show, which is coming up any moment. Quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. As the Oracle foretold, two idiots who would misinterpret the news so you don't have to. Live from Deltona, Florida, the avatars themselves, Jack and Laz.
Oops. Greetings, everybody. This is Laz, and Jack will be right back momentarily because his game crashed, and it's forcing him to reboot his system because that's what happens to his system when Shroud of the Avatar crashes. And of course, it's always fun. I don't know why it causes him to have to force a whole reboot, but it does. I don't have that problem personally, but it is what it is. So he'll be back momentarily. But meanwhile, it is Fruck Awesome Friday right here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. Looks like Jack's only got one giveaway open. Guess he didn't get the other giveaway open just yet. Maynard, what's going on, brother? I see Buckaroo Bonsai snuck on in. Haven't seen him or heard from him in a long time. What's up, Buckaroo?
Hi, it's been a while.
It has. Last time you snuck in and snuck out, and I was trying to sit down and chat with you, but you just disappeared on me. Oof, yeah. But good to see you, brother. Long time no see, no speak. And if you got some time, hang around after the show today.
Sure will.
Cool. But in the meantime, we're going to be waiting for Jack. Of course, yesterday we had some updates and some new information that we'll be getting to. Don't forget, exclamation, I love free shit, exclamation, bundle me to get in on everything. And we'll get to some fun stuff here in just a minute. Well, I guess while we're waiting for Jack, I can do a couple of weird things, or yeah, I can do this one because This was one I wasn't planning on really talking about, but I guess while I have the time, I can go ahead and. Oh, he's back.
You don't
Okay.
have to talk about shit.
Okay, you're
I'm
back.
loading everything up.
Gotta open your other
Thanks.
giveaway.
Windows 11. Windows 11.
No, I'm gonna blame this on a game that occasionally crashes video card drivers.
Uh-oh.
There's new driver came out yesterday, was it? Day before yesterday?
Yeah, I got the notification, but I haven't installed that one yet.
Yeah, I'm waiting until after today's show to do that myself. I usually, even if it comes midweek, I wait till the end of the week so I don't have to reset everything on my desktop.
New driver for what? Video card?
Yeah,
NVIDIA.
Video.
as
Yeah.
they send out a hell of a lot of updates. Let me know when you're back in Zoom there, buddy.
I'm loading that right now. Typing
Okay.
in the password.
Typing in the password.
I am in Zoom.
All
Yeah,
right,
I have to type the password in every single day for Zoom.
Why is that?
Why does Shroud do
Shroud math?
I don't know. I just click a button and my Zoom loads automatically. I don't have to type
Well,
password.
that's because you are the Zoom room owner. I am not.
You're an administrator. You should have the same props as I do.
Hey, man.
it? Shit.
Settings.
You should.
Settings, man.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, yeah.
Got to launch Steam. Streamlabs chatbot is now doing an update as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see one of those.
You gotta love things that fucking cause everything to just like shit all over itself.
Everything, yeah. It's all my fault. Technical difficulties, I know.
Hey, $20 is $20, right?
All right. Well, anyway,
I can hit the go live button again, and then change this again, and then that's Friday. Today's date is the 24th. Go live again.
I see that wonderful Ask a Dev topic has absolutely nothing new added to it since January
What?
26th. Yeah.
Never. Never ever would they do something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, is this? Hold on for a second. Let me reopen up both of those giveaways as I'm waiting for. Okay, it's almost done there.
Almost done.
Yeah, got one person in the bundles.
Yeah, well, you got to
Okay.
open up the other one. You haven't opened up the game key.
Well, it was opened up earlier.
Didn't see any announcements. There it is.
I opened it up at like 3 o'clock or like 9 a.m. Okay, so
Didn't go. But anyway.
what?
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat logs. There was no announcement that you opened them up at 3 a.m. Last announcement after
It
stream
was like
offline
9
was,
or something like that.
yeah, 10:32 Mubat. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along.
Hey, but
Giveaways are now open on both sides. That's right.
Waiting for Shroud of the Avatar to open up finally.
So while you're waiting on that, let's get out to today's first topic, which comes from somebody who I'm surprised to actually see this from, but you know, when he's complaining about this shit, you know, shit's getting deep, coming from that Sean guy.
Oh wait, that's not the first topic for today. That is the.
Should be the first one I put in today.
Why not just kill the API?
Yeah.
Alas, the Decofish have learned that they are being preyed upon by the Outlanders and have taken an evasive action. Being a much desired and sometimes rare object of Outlander affection, they've discovered a way to hide from the API's radar. And that Sean guy saying,
Well, first off, that is the confirmation that we were talking about yesterday, where it was actually posted
yeah,
that they didn't add it to or they took it out of the API. Yes, and that Sean guy's got some problems not only with that, but again, we'll go into this here because I definitely agree with Sean.
oh, absolutely. As one of the people that build and share tools that make use of the API, I would like to see some wider discussion and clear explanation as to why these actions continue to happen. For me, the more information that is removed from the API, the less useful the services I provide based on it are. What exactly is the harm in the player base knowing when and where fish are caught? What about artifacts? What about every other event in the game? Why do we have to skew the timestamps? Why can't we have the vendor data? The API is nothing more than the log of events in the game, which players can choose to be hidden from. Why not provide an exact copy of all the data that is clearly collected internal to the community, minus the data from players that make the choice to hide their event, of course? Am I wasting my time and money providing these tools?
Yeah. And why are we making bad, and I say bad decisions to not release this API information? This is one of them things that is not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to give anybody an advantage. Not going to give anybody any any edge whatsoever. It's just freaking information. I mean, I could understand the things that we complain about, like, maybe hiding the player count, maybe hiding your income, but where fish are fucking caught and where artifacts are dropped.
Hiding the player count doesn't actually do anything.
I disagree with hiding the player count. You know that,
Oh yeah. That information, I mean, because we already know that, like, Steam accounts for like 1/3 of the logons.
Well, again, it was pointed out yesterday that you can just get a better judgment by looking at that leaderboard. Let's go over there and look at yesterday's.
But that doesn't tell you how many people are currently online. The leaderboard tells
understand
you how many people did something in that last day as far as like killing something.
And we're still at 239, so I don't think the leaderboard is currently updating properly.
No, it was 229 yesterday.
Was it 229 yesterday? I thought it was 239.
I'm the one that told you. I'm pretty sure it was 229.
Okay, well, we have 10 more people yesterday than we did the day before.
And remember, that doesn't count people like you two or Temmie, who's been standing on a rock for 3 days.
Yeah, so exactly.
But I mean, that tells you that in a 24-hour span, 250-ish people logged into the game.
At least.
That's all that tells you.
Yeah, at least.
That are active, I guess.
But Anpoo's like, the removal of just aquarium fish, I personally don't feel is a bad thing. The rest of the information, especially how you have it organized, is still very needed and relevant. No, it is relevant because how many problems have we had related to the drop rate? No, he said the rest of the information is very needed and relevant, but not the removal of aquarium fish and the rares. Because how long did it take for people to realize that the golden necklace wasn't dropping but twice?
But that is in the API.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the basic commodities, and just surprised how much people brew. I don't really understand this change either. I don't think it makes a big difference for deco fish, but I don't follow the reasoning behind it. Artifacts give a player power, so maybe I can see them not in the API, but deco fish or deco. If the change is allowed to allow people to find the fish on their own, they can already not look in the API. In fact, the first 3 days the fish came out, I made sure not to put location in universal chat when I linked the fish I had caught, but instead just whispered people who asked.
That don't last long.
Yeah. Now I will be. Yeah, now I will be listing the location of each fish I catch along with a link because I think that type of information should be shared, not kept secret for a few select few to profit from. And no, the API is not only open to a select few, we have 2 player-run sites that make it very easy to access. Having this type of thing on the API allows us to catch bugs, which will inevitably happen. Like when creatures are removed from the game by accident. Happened to both the ferocious brown arachnid and now the legendary lions shortly after each was introduced. If the dev team was larger, maybe someone could regularly check up on what type of thing, but unfortunately that is not the case, and it is nice to have some way of verifying how many of something has been seen in the game before just posting bug reports, which would just get ignored on the assumption we hadn't spent enough time looking. Devil Cult with, there was multiple reasons for the time to be offset. People could track others in real time. I don't think that was the point of the API. The API was built so players can make leaderboards.
How could you track others in real time if all you're getting is the where it was killed and what the item was? How can you track somebody? Yeah. And of course, that only makes PvP a lot more interesting if you could actually track somebody in real time. What are those things you have sitting right next to you, Jack? Yeah, what are those things you have sitting?
Findoro's tablet of finding.
What are those 5 things?
Nobody can hide from me.
Yeah, the ones that allow you to track somebody in real time. Yeah, we have a way to do that. Yeah.
So bring up your friends list in game real quick.
Hold on. Let's get over here. My friends list.
Okay, you see how those people have like locations?
Yeah, I really have a hard time trying to find out where Andrew Night Owl is in Arlia right now, or whether Bartan Ferrantan is in Crossroad Alleys, or Black Ice is in Tanglemire, or Buckaroo Bonsai's in Starfield. Yeah, I mean, the people who have the blacked out ones, of course, they're blacked out because they're not sharing that, but I can track everybody else in real time. I mean, that's...
I mean, we know Led Zepp is sitting here on the lot, and his name is hidden. But I can come over here and go through this Findoro's tablet of finding, and it will tell me that his location is in Owl's Head.
Yeah, so...
and I can do that once a day to anybody that is hiding their location.
So let's find out where Dax Stalker is. DAXSTALKER.
Okay, hold on. DAXX space.
No, X, just X.
Okay.
And it's no space. No space, all one word.
No space. DAXSTALKER. Dax Stalker. He is in Silverdale Market currently.
Yes, so there. Yeah. So even though he's hidden, we now know where he is. Very simple. Hello.
So that logic there for hiding players' location is fundamentally flawed because there's an in-game item that allows for that to occur.
Now, not everybody is like Jack who has multiples, but, at one time I had multiples. I sold most of them because I really didn't see much of a need for it, considering, And, you can't teleport to friend that way, can you?
No, you cannot teleport to friend with a Findoro tablet of finding.
No. Let me see if I can...
Oh, you can't teleport to friend if someone is hiding their location.
Let's see this. Use item. Let me see if Dax Stalker comes up on my list.
No, he
doesn't. Yeah, right. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put mine on hidden recently. It's always been open.
Yeah. I mean, someone like me, you cannot hide from. If I want to find you, I can find you.
Go to hide and seek is fun, says Red Dragon. Anyway, continue on with Devil Cult's reply here.
Just because you know what town there doesn't mean you're going to find them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't mean anything if you're not flagged. If you're not flagged, there ain't shit you can do.
I don't think that was the point of the API. The API was built so players can make leaderboards and track certain limited events. Bullshit. When we think about the rare and artifact items, our goal is to make them fun for treasure hunting. If people can spoil every location from an API and then provide the list of locations in the universe day one, like it did for Decofish, I'm not sure it's really fun. Hold on. What's this website called Soda Wiki?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
yeah, hold on.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go to Soda Wiki, and we can do this search Shroud of the Avatar wiki for an artifact, right? And doesn't that also tell you where they drop?
Sometimes.
Like, say, the Ring of Jones.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
that
does.
can be found by completing one of the daily quests and in Lord British's castle from Captain Marisha and giving the copy of the Brittle Vault Key. I mean, it tells you exactly how to get it.
Yeah.
It's like
those drop everywhere. So they're in
Well,
containers.
I was going to say is I have a another
pretty common.
Another topic here, but I'm going to open up this. Yeah, here we go. This artifact survey tool, and I'm going to give you, because this jumps a couple topics, but I'll drop this in for you.
That's the API.
Well, yeah, this is one of them tools that. But here is the kicker. Okay, is once you get to the artifact list, let me know.
The artifact survey.
You see that big button in the upper left-hand corner? What does that big button say?
Home?
No.
Back.
Click the.
This tool is still a work in progress. Which big button?
Click the artifact survey list results.
Yeah. Participate in the artifact survey.
Yeah. So, basically, no API needed. All people have to do is click on that button and upload their chat logs, and bada bing, people are sharing their freaking results. So why make people go through all this arduous process when there's an API? Because again, if I want to know where the crossbow of accuracy has been found, well, I know it was in the Compendium of Pain and Suffering, or in Grusk, or in the Kobold Expeditionary Camp, or the Mysterious Swamp, or a player dungeon. Why are player dungeons dropping loot? I thought player dungeons weren't supposed to drop loot.
Shroud math.
19 is the most I see on your screen.
What?
19 is the highest I see on your screen. It's not listed in the order.
Right, but 19 is how many dropped out of that area. For that item, right?
That I see. I didn't see you scroll down all the way. But.
Yeah. Then going back to that post, where was I? In
maybe fun for a few people.
While it's maybe fun for a few people to have access to everything, some other people would like things to be kept secret and rare so they can actually trade things at higher price or feel they have some power in the game by knowing certain location that the others doesn't yet.
Knowledge is power.
Didn't someone mention that they linked the item and then only told other people that whispered them where that location was? That information is going to get out no matter what.
They told two friends, and they told two friends.
Yeah, exactly. And they told two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
I don't know of any game out there that has an API like ours to track every item and things people can do in the game directly from a database in real time. UO?
UO.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
UO?
I mean, you're really talking out of school there, because a lot of major games provide functionary access to some kind of knowledge base, whether it be an API, whether it be a website. Hang on a second. the Ultima Codex, for example, which was put together by fans, but the Ultima
What,
Codex has a list.
Stratix?
Yeah, Stratix has, Codex, Stratix, same thing in my opinion. But
Yeah.
if you leave it up to the
Well,
people, they're gonna do it with or without your help. So if you're gonna make it available, but these are fucking deco fish for crying out loud. First off, deco fish.
well, I mean,
Second off,
it's the logic used for hiding is convoluted.
well, the
The
logic
and
that so
it's
people can actually trade things at a higher price
yeah.
really ruins their whole. We want to keep an eye on the economy, but we're going to hide this so that people can really,
Well,
uh,
it's kind of like there's nothing wrong with the Shroud economy when we create how many millions of gold
30
a
million gold a
week?
month, but we only take out
Yeah.
30 million a week, but we only take out 7 million a month.
7
Yeah,
a month.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like your economy's fucked no matter what. And then
It's been fucked.
yeah, I think the API provides a ton of information. Hiding the few things that turn out to be game changers for people's is a must. I'm also going to hide anything treasure map related, but the treasure map location needs to stay secret. Eventually, people will write the whole list somewhere, and that's okay. But I want that time lapse to happen.
Time lapse, huh?
Does that mean we're actually going to get treasure maps coming in soon there, David? Is that what you're telling us?
David, still, it doesn't stop a damned thing. In fact, the API is being used to help you fix the game. Hiding things actually becomes more problematic because, hey,
You
Shroud
guys
math
aren't
is
auditing
a
it.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I can go ahead on my Shroud map and actually mark things on my web map so that I know where they're located. I mean, hello. So I can go back and find them later.
It's like, come on, thanks. I mean, it's like that API is really not going to stop. And you have to think about how many people really use the API versus how many people chat in like universe and tell people where to find things.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, the API is slow. Asking in the universe is a lot faster than the API.
Well,
again,
so
yeah,
Blip is asking, why don't
and-
they make the treasure locations random like a real game? Shroud math, they don't know how to code that, so they're going to do physical locations. Kind of like if you went back to UO, all the treasure map coordinates were always the same.
because variables are hard.
Yeah. And
Yeah, again,
from there, it's like they don't know what they're
once
gonna
you've
do.
been to several of the treasure map locations in UO, once you got a map off of a critter, you were able to look at it and go, "Oh, I know what that is," and just run right to it and dig.
Or
Dig.
you develop that rune library of these are all the different
treasure map locations. Yeah, absolutely,
So you can just
absolutely.
tell
Even more
recall
so.
back to it.
Yeah.
The random library, I like that.
Yeah.
Open a gate, bring the party to beat the boss that comes out of the treasure
Yes.
location.
Yes.
Absolutely.
UO is like almost a 30-year-old game. It is
Yes.
what, 25 years old, 26 years old, something like that. Mom, how old is UO?
September of 1997.
Yeah, long 26 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Then
And they're
then Adam
still
Crow.
charging for it.
Yeah. If you're going to spend the time to implement a treasure hunt system that eventually will just be written down in a list, why even bother at all? That's been done before, not going to help the game much. Figure out a way that it's already random with no way to write down a list. Then you can actually have a good reward for completing it instead of crap that will just get farmed like crazy eventually. Make it hard to complete and rewarding. That's what people want, not some copied idea that's been done before. Then you don't need to hide the API. Yeah,
Well,
nice job there, Adam.
It is random. It's just based on water
Yeah.
type. Actually, it's not based on where.
Yeah. The
Well,
element
again,
of discovery.
that's for the fish, absolutely. But again, if you know what water
so-
type, just fish the water type you want.
All
So-
you need to know is the water type.
The fun thing is they argue against their own logic.
Well, yeah, we've known that for a long time. I mean,
Yeah, but it's one where it's like, I had help to get my Shroud of the Avatar because the quests were fucking stupid and insanely possible when I did it. Laz, did you have help doing your Shroud of the Avatar quest?
I did.
Were people creating walkthroughs on how to do the Shroud of the Avatar quest?
Absolutely. There were people like Lomir who would actually take you on the whole tour if you wanted, right, Lomir?
Yeah.
Sure. Tour what?
For the Shroud of the Avatar, getting the
Oh, yeah.
Shroud. Because Lomir is actually the one who helped me through some of the tougher things, like that jump trap in the lava area where you had to fucking go through this, that, the other thing. He's like, "Oh, come over here, click this, come over here, click that," and walk me right through it. Where I didn't have to spend hours sitting there banging my head against the keyboard trying to figure out shit that would, all I had to do was ask my guildmates. My guildmates came to the rescue because that's how it's done.
Yeah, because remember mine when the dragon in one of those sections in the imps, we had to get like 5 people to help me to get past the dragon.
Oh, the silly questions that you gotta answer to get past the dragon. Yeah.
The fact that the imps kept on spawning and the dragon would attack, and from there,
that too. Yes, that too.
We had to have lots of people assisting with that.
They don't know how to do it. That is the reason for 90% of everything. I would agree with you. But having worked as and with many software engineers, that's not uncommon and not necessarily an attack on them. Okay, very good, Sigali.
Yeah, it is one realistically where it's like they really have to think through the plan, then look at the edge cases and the corner cases.
I'm gonna give you 2 words out there: Soda Wiki. Hello, you don't want people to look it up, but Soda Wiki, which we already just proved. Yeah. And you know what? Soda Wiki is editable by me, by Jack, by Lomir, by Zep, by all you folks out there. Anybody can go and add that information to Soda Wiki. We don't need the devs because the devs don't run it. So, I know you know that, but you know what I'm saying, Sigalian? So again, their concept of thought is really just it's not all right, as Jack's pointing out as well.
Yeah, it's one where it's like, ooh, look, it's like people that information is going to get out as soon as someone realizes what it is, and it's like there's no point in obfuscating it. Catnip Portalarium always reserved the right to do some stuff from the API, and that was okay. What is not okay is to change stuff secretly with no explanation. Do it if you think it is needed, but do not hide that you did it. Tell us what is changing and why. Otherwise, the stated commitment to always being open with the player base erodes yet again.
Amen.
And
amen, Oriel.
The stupidest possible reasons. We didn't bother thinking about being clear and making the minimal effort to do so. The answer
I'm sorry.
is yes.
You have exceeded your 20-minute bitch allotment. Please shut up and give me my bottles.
Yeah, it's the butt of the hour. Thank you, Mom. I was just going to say, time to take that pause and close that giveaway and pick ourselves a winner. And Bridge Troll. Sorry, Mom. Bridge Troll's going to get this one.
Oh, no.
Lomir's getting the streamer bundle. It's a good thing he sat in the right seat again. Come on, trade. Boom, there you go. I don't have to get up and stand and do anything. But going on, Adam Crew, I think that's better than nothing. The problem with stuff like this is after a while it becomes just another thing to grind. If it was randomized enough to be completely keep locations hidden, it would be more rewarding. We have enough stuff to grind already. It would be nice to have something different. Where exactly is the secret? This is for live, not QA. It will be shown on the next live update in a few days. What?
No, that was
What? What?
He's commenting on this comment, which Catnip Boys reserved the right to hide some stuff, but yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand what exactly.
Where exactly is the secret? Is the fact that like yesterday's discussion was where the fuck is this? And someone saying, "Hey, it was buried in a Discord comment. I think it wasn't in the patch notes. It wasn't anywhere else." And then it's like
it wasn't in the release notes. Yeah. Was that a Discord comment? Let's see if that was Discord.
Well,
that was actually a forum post
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if that was yesterday.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have the data when it was done. But it's like, why try to use colorful language to state, hey, we're hiding this data?
Should have been in a patch note. Simple.
Yeah. Then Devil Cult with, well, that idea is great. It's not easy to do. How do I draw the treasure map if it's random? The complexity is put it in a dynamic scene. If the player is already loaded in the scene and another load, he won't be able to spawn the treasure and monster since he's not in charge of the scene, etc. It's technically really complex. If you can point me another game that does this, I can take a look to see what's the mechanic behind and maybe try to come up with an idea. But I have not seen anything like this. Okay, so for one, it's really not that difficult, because what you do is you choose, when you generate the treasure map, you generate random coordinates on the overworld map, right? Then once the character makes it to that location and uses a skill like mining, then that would open up the new treasure map scene that they go to.
Like it's under your house.
Does that sound like a good way to do a treasure map system, Laz?
Well, I don't understand what being the master of the scene has to do with it. First off, that shouldn't have any bearing on it whatsoever. If I have a treasure map and I'm in a party and I just happen to go, I've got a map, but you're the master of the scene, that shouldn't have any bearing on whether I can go dig my treasure map up in said scene. First off, unless of course, But the other thing is we don't have any dynamic scenes. How many dynamic scenes do you have? Each scene has a map, and the map has XYZ locations, and you take, and just like you do loot, the loot doesn't spawn until you open the chest, right? Or you open whatever it is. So if you have a map and the map says go to XYZ, and well, you don't do XYZ. It'll give you, it'll give you a region, and you have to find that. And then when you get to that region and you open the map, then it spawns a location in that scene. You know what I'm saying? So once you click on the map in that scene, it would randomly then generate a location for you to go search for. But while he does have a point, I can see it being a little tough, because I mean, even things like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, once you've been to places where treasure maps are, it's the same in just about every game. I don't think anybody's really found a way to get that any different. But it is what it is.
Ooh. And then Conjurer Dragon, perhaps pirates. I think that random is more challenging and also more fun for those who like exploring and searching for things. There are mechanics in Soda to do this. In Tanglemire, our chests and barrels appear in random spots instead of the map depicting a path. The document describes a glowing arrow on the map that points the way to the treasure, which is implemented with a blue search magnifying glass and a compass, blah, 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 blah. Reading the document map activates the compass. The scene knows where the object being searched for is. So having a compass activate correctly should not be an issue, even though the location is not constant.
Good point.
Once the object is found, the quest resets, destroying the map and inventory for the finder and moving the treasure to a new location. Of course, this updates the location on all maps, compasses in the scene, as they are based on actual treasure location. Location could also update on having no players in the scene, timer, and other triggers. If multiple players are trying for the treasure, first one to find it will cause the others to look somewhere else because it moved. The rabbit in Atos could also be updated in a similar manner. Once the conversation closes, the rabbit is found, they move to a new spot. To be more complex, multiple ways of stopping along the treasure route, finding the next clue on the path. As has been built in Vikland, there's also can also be random locations with clues to be dug up if desired. They can also be points of interest, as they are in Vikland, using statues or other things as waypoints. Such treasure maps would cause explorers to wander back and forth across the scene, possibly finding spots of interest to visit along the way. Personally, I found more interesting parts of the scenes while following various quests than I might have ever seen otherwise. Just some thoughts on building more random with what we already have. Thanks.
Go Riordan.
Yeah. That's
Finding out existing tech that's already in the
Yeah.
game. I like that. Yeah.
And Red Dragon putting out that the leader is always on vacation. It's because he's not working on the project anymore. He's moved on. We don't know where. Or cool, leadership is fixable. Yes, it is. And Tina with the comment, the reality is, as long as it's manually placed, we're going to get a couple, then get bored with it. Z's, I'm sure either way it will be fun and exciting, like all the other fantastic, exciting game systems. There are so many ways, and this could just be one type of system. There could be many ideas on the table. The more ideas you put into here, the more ways the devs can look at it as a whole and see between what they have been working on the back end to what players' ideas are in mind, and never know. Sometimes the ideas players have are easier and better. And sometimes, like Chris once said, us players may think it's pretty in our minds. Well, what? Huh? Pretty in our minds? What?
Yeah, got me on that one.
Suck it, tamers.
Suck it, tamers. Suck it, miners.
Yeah.
Suck it, players.
My 2 cents on the API in Decofish. I'm very much a treasure hunter. I had a blast in the past 2 weeks treasure hunting for Decofish with the information in the API. You see, one cannot treasure hunt totally blind. There has to be some kind of hint of where to look for something. I used the information from the API to figure out in which other areas one could go looking for rare fish deco. For I'm convinced there are still zones in the game that might give a yellow tang or longfin bannerfish that are as yet unknown. I've been thinking about the zones where the fish have been found, if there's a common feature in them, and what other zones might have the same feature. I spent most of my time fishing in those zones, and I was very proud to discover a yellow tang in one of those zones that should have them, according to theory. There are still 2 other zones on my list that should have yellow tang or bannerfish, and I fish them regularly. Yeah, Tina adding new quote for Chris. Suck it, people giving us money. Now this is, for me, is serious treasure hunting, and I love it. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without some information from other players. The API hasn't hurt my fun. It enabled it. Nice
You have to
comment
go
there.
searching for that.
Nice comment.
Just don't look at it
Yeah.
if you don't want to look at it.
And so the comment from Devil Cold about this is for live, not QA. And it's like the fishing API changes on live. Soda devs confuse discovery with clueless wanderer more often than not. Yeah.
Yeah, so do we continue to have an API out there that you're going to continue to exclude items from and make the API totally worthless and no sense in having it? Or do we add to the API to make things more fun and interesting and let those people who are actually building the tools that allow you to easily search for what it is you're looking for, making your lives a little bit less difficult here in Shroud of the
Well,
Avatar?
not only that, but the tools give you the information to where people can actually report those issues
Well,
that you
that's
have with
just
your own tables.
right. Well, see that's one of the things. Plus, like the one we just looked at there, there's the other what's the word I'm looking for? The other price guide where the price guide isn't built on any API, just like the BMC price guide is built on the members who vote. And we have people who go out and they get an average price, and the members vote on the price that they want to sell at. The other price guide is based on people who are going out and what they're selling and buying items for, and then sending in their chat logs, and they're scraping the chat logs for that information. So, I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And if you're going to force the players to do it, well, the players will do it. But eventually, all that information is going to get out there. I mean, all you're doing is delaying the inevitable when it really comes down to it, instead of giving your players a helping hand and a leg up to maybe have, for some people, again, time is money. Time is limited. Some people just may want to, like myself, want to just go find out where I can fish them. Just if I had some time to do that, but more likely than not,
You still have to go fish them.
right. But knowing where to fish them instead of wasting 3 days in a place that I'm never going to catch them is beneficial to my enjoyment. Whereas after 3 days of fishing in places where I don't know if I'm ever going to catch anything, might cause me to rage quit the fucking game and leave because this is stupid. Because I have no clue where to go find these fish. I mean,
You have been bitching for years about certain items and things. Fish
well,
are not
that's
going to make you rage quit by now.
well, I'm talking the common newbie. I'm not talking about myself. Is
Eventually, Laz will rage quit,
yeah.
and everybody will laugh.
Nobody ever quits. Tell him, Bridge Troll. See, everybody thinks you quit. Look at CC. CC is the prime example of people who quit all the time. And then CC comes back with another location and another CC's bizarre sale and makes shit tons of money, then quits again for a couple months and then comes back and does it all over again. CC's got the right idea, in my opinion. But
take lots of breaks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I guarantee that when something in the API doesn't work the way intended, they just can't fix it. They just remove it. Yeah, good points, guy. And most likely,
Well, and Bridge Troll's like, we just close our wallet.
yeah, New
like
World doesn't
absolutely
want
many
my
of us.
money. I've been saving tons. Yeah, New World doesn't have a cash market, do they, at all, that I'm aware of? But of
Hey,
course, they are owned by Amazon, who has very deep pockets. But that's another story.
Yeah, what's his name?
And they kind of came close to making their development cost back. I think they've actually turned a profit.
I wouldn't be surprised. And any other game they
Because
sell
if you think
afterwards
about
is,
they were selling the game for $60. They had a million plus users. If their development was 500 million, so that means that they turned a profit with that. I mean,
well,
not a massive profit.
they had 1 million users concurrently at one point. It doesn't mean that was the limit of what their sales were.
The number of people that bought the game.
Yeah,
so New World made a profit.
How much is the game now?
Well, it depends on whether or not you buy it on sale or not.
Yeah, I got it on sale for $25.
25, huh? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
but you got to wait for the sale. Otherwise, it's like $50. Yeah.
Yeah.
My son got that, and my grandson got that.
But meanwhile, Diablo 4 wants anywhere from $69 to $100 for different variation packages. You know, $100 for a fucking game these days.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
It will happen.
I don't think they'll ever beat Diablo 2 personally, but that's just me. Yeah.
Just redundant.
That was the hot talk in chat this morning. Diablo 4's burning servers because they're stress testing their system this weekend. So if anybody wants to check out the new Diablo 4, there's a free beta weekend happening this weekend.
Counter-Strike 2.
Counter-Strike 2, really?
Yeah. They're updating it. It's a limited test.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're fixing their tick problem. Supposedly.
Interesting. CS:GO 2, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of games. Lots of games.
Yes. I mean, that one's a limited test. But
if you hit level 20, you get a puppy. Diablo 4.
yes.
Well, you know, you can just buy level 20 by buying the $99 package. You realize that, right?
Yeah, and it is based off of whether or not you have Go. But yeah, but Counter-Strike is free to play technically too, or Go is.
Anyway,
what am I going to do with all my time?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm curious as to whether or not they're going to bring the escort quest back into Counter-Strike from like 1.6.
All right, so let's talk about this topic that I was going to. Actually, let's go to this topic because I got
his mind
without
telling me which topic he's thinking about.
I don't know if this is the one I wanted to do. That's not actually the one. Notes? No, we ain't got time for that. We'll do those on Monday because that's going to encompass at least 2 days, I think, after we chat about some of the things that are coming. So if anybody is interested, there are QA patch notes available out there, and there are some interesting and agreeable updates finally that we're going to like out there. At least I know I'm going to like, and most of you will like, especially I'm not going to spoil it. If you want to spoil it, go read them on your own. If not, come back on Monday. But which topic was it? I guess I have to go open this. This wasn't the exact topic I wanted, so let me go find okay, double XP. Yeah, this is the one I wanted. Republic holidays other than American ones, please, because this just blew my mind. Well, the other one was random double XP, but we'll talk about that maybe next week as well. But bring this topic up real quick.
As I close all the tabs. Ravalox responding with double XP is currently enabled for the spring solstice, which is a worldwide event. Though it's worth stating that St. Patrick's Day is not a U.S. holiday.
Well, I couldn't find a group on Sunday, man.
Yeah, I
could not find a group. All day long.
Our last double XP event was for the New Year, which started prior to Yule and lasted through New Year's. Prior to that, the double XP event for the Fall Harvest Festivals was in place. Granted, that does not fall on Thanksgiving. So, what about the Chinese New Year?
That does fall on Thanksgiving.
What we call Memorial Day and Labor Day are bank holidays throughout the world.
I don't believe that. As well as St. Patrick's Day is a U.S. holiday. Well, it's not a recognized day off. St. Patrick's Day is mostly only celebrated in the United States. Hello, do a little Googling.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, not even really in Ireland. I did the Google search.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Patties.
Okay.
Patties.
Cinco de Mayo is only celebrated in the U.S. If you went to Puebla, Mexico, they'd be like, "What?"
What the, oh, yeah, it's just Monday. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we tried to, and it's one where it's like, hey, it's a beer sales holiday. We try to align double XP sales and events with generic holidays as much as we can. For the most part, these align with pagan festivals, which in turn aligns with Shroud's game settings.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Same thing like if you in the United
Yeah, I
States,
mean,
you want like Mexican food or Italian food. If you go there, it's just food.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I love our community manager. Good guy, wrong position. Yes, absolutely. Ravlox is in the absolutely wrong position.
Absolutely. Is
It's kind of like I like Chris. Do you like Chris
love Chris
as a person?
as a person. Same thing with Steven. Love Steven.
Wrong position. Wrong position. It's like you can like a person for being a person, but you can also realize that there is such an idea as promoting someone to incompetence. And it's like promoting to incompetence is what has happened a lot around here.
It happens a lot in IT, yes. Now, see, if I had to take a gander and take just an educated guess as to who is actually running things just based on posts, based on updates, based on all the information that I've gathered over the last several months, I would say that Chris was no longer in charge. It's Ravlox who is in charge and taking care of the day-to-day business here, because you haven't seen a forum post from Chris in forever, haven't seen a tweet from Chris in forever, and the only time you see him is once a month on a live stream, where even Ravlox is running the live stream. So I mean, who is actually in control? If I had to take a guess of the day to day, just based on the information available publicly, most people would probably go this Ravlox guy. But
well, not only that, but it's one where we pledge to be more open. Where the fuck is it?
The Galleon says, do you think that Richard Garriott sold it to Chris because he knows that Chris will sell it back to Richard Garriott when requested? No, we know that if the game makes it, if the game makes it and starts making buku bucks, Richard will get a slice of that action, and that's part of the contractual agreement, is my understanding. Again, don't lawyer me, bro, because the only person who has the answers is the lawyer, who won't answer any questions for anybody when you ask them questions and they say, go talk to said lawyer, and said lawyer never responds to any questions or queries back to you. So, yeah. We hear about Chris's vacations, yes, because that's about the only topics he posts publicly in social media, and that would be on Facebook,
And there's lots of them. But I mean, it's like there is a problem. There is solutions. The only problem is people have to listen to them and implement them.
Yeah, again, hiding fish. When we saw redacted in the last release notes on the fish, I thought that was pretty freaking silly. And apparently, for the first couple hours, the information was out there. Maybe.
Well, the funny part is they will mention things in Discord.
Yeah. Well, again,
and it's like, hey, if you you have to think of the players that became devs. They still have friends in the community that are telling them privileged information.
Because there are no NDAs.
Yeah. So the information's not privileged.
Well, again, you can just ask in Universe Chat. As a matter of fact, I have to make a trip over to a certain vendor to pick up some fish today, because I didn't do it yesterday. But nom nom nom. Thank you, Tina.
Time for us to start closing giveaways.
Yes, but it is that time for us to wrap things up here and get ready for the weekend. You got a fair this weekend? You doing fair activity this weekend?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a weird shit, man.
Dump tank.
It's got
So the
including
following
this
check falls
this
in the
week,
tank.
5 more weeks of like weird shit.
How many more weeks
But
of classes you got?
4, something like that. I don't know.
The
But Andrea
Maynard's
Kill on
gonna
Sight's
be
going to be
getting.
getting. And Jigoku, did you get the message yesterday with the game key? Because that was actually sent through
She says you
the
posted it in
the
public.
phone type. What? No, I didn't. Not
That's
yesterday.
that's what last post up and earlier. She said
Don't post it in public, I think. Because
But-
that was whispered to Jigoku,
Yeah.
including a thank you.
Don't know. I just saw a comment about it.
I see it on my Twitch page. Here, hold on. Let me resize streams. It is there. I have hidden it, but it is there, and I use the Twitch page to send it.
Mendelkoff, you are the winner of today's mystery game key.
So let's copy and paste that again.
And you're going to get yourself a copy of Hugh.
What's that?
And Andrea Kill on Sight is going to be getting another Steam key, this time for Riot Civil Unrest.
And Hugh, where it's $14.99 on Steam. So congratulations to Mandelkoff. Congratulations to the Maynard. Congratulations to Lomir. And who was the other winner you had? Andrea Kill on Site. Congratulations to all our winners today. And of course, you're all winners in our book, because without folks like you, we wouldn't be here doing this as long as we have been 9+ years doing this right here, 5 days a week. It's not hard. 5 days a week, even with a full-time job. Yeah, full-time job, which he works almost 18 hours a day. He still makes time for this show most days. You know, I love it.
14 hours a day.
Yeah. But we'll be back with more on Monday with QA patch notes and more ridiculous, crazy, wild stuff. Nom, nom, nom. A double batch of Doritos today. Thank you, Tina. But meanwhile, we're going to get out of here. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you all on Monday.
Bye-bye.